I've been seeing a lot of like back and forth on Omega on whether it's like really, really good and super fun or if it needs to be nerfed. So let me know your thoughts. Type a 1 in chat if you think Omega needs to be nerfed. Type a 2 in chat if you think Omega's fine how it is. What do you think? It's kind of, I'm like, I get a lot of discourse back and forth about it. I've been hearing people talking on both sides of the fence on whether the hunt is a good hunt, like in terms of, you know, it being awesome and fun and balanced and all that. And I've gotten a lot of comments too saying that it needs to be nerfed. Oh, that's all 2s in my chat and a 0. I don't know what a 0 means, but you know, we got it anyways. It's kind of surprising to me, and it's not just comments on my channel. It's also like other channels. I've seen creators making videos asking for Omega to get nerfed, and I think that's a little bit crazy. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, if you can help me out, Jack, because I actually don't know the answer. I would love to know, though. Have there been monsters in past games that they've released and then nerfed? Is that a thing? Has that happened before? Or is this like the first monster that is being asked to do this kind of stuff with? People scream for Elatron to get nerfed? Right, but did it get nerfed? Never happened. Okay, no nerfs. That's kind of what I thought. I feel like monsters getting nerfed in Monster Hunter, it's never been happened before. Not saying it never will, but I feel like the Monster Hunter team has a pretty good grasp on what makes for a good hunt and what doesn't. And I think that people asking for a nerf is only making Monster Hunter devs like really happy. Because remember, their job is to make monsters that will cart you, you know, but also it needs to feel fair. Because they also, you know, they have the power to just like add a everyone dies button to any hunt if they want to. I don't think it's going to get nerfed. I don't want it to get nerfed. I think it's been awesome that we've had a really interesting thing in our Monster Hunter world. Not the game, but in our playtime with this game. That we started the whole game with, dude, this game's too easy. And a lot of people were complaining about the game being way too easy. And that's been a really common outcry for a really long time. And now we've got a monster that people are saying is too hard. I think that's nuts. But I also think it's solving a problem that Monster Hunter has had critique of since the release of the game, which is this game's too easy. Well, now we've got a hunt that's not too easy. I think it'd be crazy to nerf that hunt. On the flip side, and this is me getting a little bit pokey, but if you know people who said the game was too easy and now they're saying the game is too hard, I think those people are just out for engagement on their posts, or they just complain. And I don't mind saying that, because I don't know how you can have that opinion on both sides of the fence. It sounds to me like just a lot of complaining. That's just me, though. I think Omega is one of the best hunts that I've done. I don't know if it's the best hunt in the Monster Hunter franchise. I heard somebody tell me that recently, too. I've not played the older games, so I don't know. But I don't know if it's the best ever, but it's definitely the best in Wilds. And I don't think it needs any adjustment at all. I think it's really good. Fatalis the goat hunt. I'm not a big fan of Fatalis multiplayer. Solo wasn't bad. I really liked the Elatron hunt. I need to do it more, but I did like it. I thought it was a fun multiplayer hunt. The elemental check mechanic you like with Elatron? I think it's fine, you know? I think it's fine. I don't think I get why some people are upset with it, but I don't think it's like super good reason, you know? I don't know. I think it's good to have big boss monsters that force you to try out new builds and new skills on builds that you weren't using before. Otherwise, I'd be using the same build for every single hunt forever. I think it's good to have a variety. I think the biggest thing for me about whether Savage Omega should be nerfed or not is I'm more aggressively targeting the people who complained about the game being too easy and then the game being too hard. If it's the same people, I'm most annoyed by that. If people complain about one side or the other, that's fine with me, because then it makes sense that they swung one way and then it got fixed the other way, you know? Nice try, everybody. Nice try. But if people complained on both sides of the fence, I think that they just are joining a group of people to complain with. I don't think that they actually thought about why they're complaining, or they just complain. And I'm like, I'm not really interested in dealing with complainers on issues with the game. Like, people who will complain will just complain about anything. It doesn't matter, you know? So you're never going to get anywhere with people who are just going to complain. So I'm happy to like talk with people more who are, you know, they were on one side of the camp only, and I would hear their thoughts. That's fine. But if they're on both sides, nah, I'm not interested in that. The game isn't easy. Most people just don't know when they're bad. Getting carried is easier either by AI or in multiplayer. Well, I mean, I don't mind if people are bad. Like, I do think that the average player should be able to take down everything in the game. I don't think that we should lock stuff behind things that are impossible for the average player. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't have tough hunts and things that are difficult about quests, but if they're like impossible for the average player, I think that's bad game design. Unless that's your clientele, unless that's the people that you are having buy into your game. But I don't think Savage Omega is impossible for the average player. I don't think it's even that big of a deal. It's definitely tougher than previous monsters in Wilds, but it's not tougher than the rest of Monster Hunter. It's not the toughest hunt we've ever had in the franchise. Well, I mean, we don't know what mastering is going to look like, but if this is in the base game, Latron was nerfed. They made a weaker hunt to help you clear it for the first time. Yeah, that's true. You only get to do it once, though, right? They have a weaker version of Omega, too. So is that the same thing with the Latron? So there's two versions. You could fight the weaker one, or you could fight the stronger one. It was only one time. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't really nerfed. It was nerfed one time. It was nerfed one completion. That's it. So I think that's like, if they want to do Savage Omega and you get one hunt for free, I'll take the compromise for that. I think it's fine. Whatever. You know, let people see what the armor looks like to see if they want to farm for it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you couldn't farm the weaker version of Elatrion to get all of the gear. You got one hunt and that's it. Yeah, I think just one time, if that's the compromise we have to make for nerfing, fine. I've not been a part of a Monster Hunter game release on YouTube before. I came to Monster Hunter YouTube when Rise was fully out, when Sunbreak was fully out. All the updates for Rise, Sunbreak, and World and Iceborne were out already, right? And so I don't know how it's been on release of games. Wilds is the first one, and it's crazy to me right now, the things that I'm reading on social media about people's thoughts on the game, and I have to keep in mind big time, like, a lot of these platforms are paying people to give bad takes, you know, so that people will engage with them. And that's what I'm trying to filter those people out. I don't want to have conversations with people who complained on both sides of the fence, so I'm not going to, you know. Does the monster need a nerf? I don't think so. But if you were in the camp that Monster Hunter was already hard at the release of the game, and now this is hard, like, I get it. It's only gotten harder. It's not gotten easier. I totally agree with that. But you also probably haven't played Monster Hunter before, like past ones. Because I don't think Omega is that difficult compared to Master Rank stuff from World and Iceborne. Not everything Master Rank, but lots of things Master Rank. I'm happy to have the conversation with people. I think it's good. But like I said, the biggest thing for me is filtering out the people who think the game is both too easy and too hard. That's the thing I'm trying to work out the most, you know. I'm getting tired of that conversation a lot. I don't mind if you're on one side of the fence, it's fine. At least you're stuck with your one side, you know? Ow. But for those who are on both sides of the fence, I don't have the time of day for that stuff. I just think that that's rage baiting. I'm not interested in supporting people who do that. I think the best part about Omega, though, what I really like about it, I like the fast pace of the hunt so much. Oh, I missed. There we go. I really like that the hunt, you're just always moving. You're always doing something. It's really cool. I play a lot of like bullet hell games. I like bullet hell games a lot. I think they're really fun. This just feels right at home for me. Like dodging a ton of attacks and then counterattacking with a little bit here and there in your openings. That's just fun gameplay for me, you know. I know that's not how it's been in Wilds at all up to this point. It's been pretty easy going, in my opinion. I think it's been all right. The 9-star quests, I think, changed up that formula a little bit. They're more difficult, but I don't think it's because the game sped up. I think it's because the monsters just got way beefier And so there's more opportunity for you to mess up, you know, because you're in the hunt for longer. Like, I can't imagine now. I have to go back and do 9-star Legiacrus again just for fun to see what it's like. Because I can't imagine how 9-star Legiacrus is going to feel after fighting Savage Omega for 3 full streams in a row and not succeeding on all of them. Like, not even close. I have a losing win rate against this guy.